5 เทคนิคจะทำให้คุณอยู่รอดแบบสบายๆใน Project Zomboid ตอนท้ายวิดีโอจะทำคุณช็อกแน่นอนถ้าให้เลือก5 เทคนิคโดยไม่รวมความสามารถของที่การออฟฟิศแล้วก็ความสามารถพิเศษของไอเทมอื่นๆที่ผมจะโชว์ให้คุณดูแต่ว่ายังโชว์ไม่ได้เพราะว่าต้องเก็บไว้เป็นคอนเทนต์พอพี่โอเคพอพี่ไม่ชอบให้ผมหัวเราะแบบตัวโกงถ้าไม่นับเคล็ดลับอะไรเหล่านั้นแล้วก็อันดับแรกคือกลยุทธ์สงครามแบบอเล็กซานเดอร์คือการทำให้กองทัพใหญ่แตกเป็นกลุ่มเล็กๆโดยผมใช้การเดินไปหลังตึกจากนั้นจัดการซอมบี้ที่ตามมาทีละตัวถ้ายังตามมาเยอะก็ไปอีกด้านหนึ่งของตึกเทคนิคนี้ประสิทธิภาพสูงมากยิ่งถ้ารวมการวางเก้าอี้ไว้พักผ่อนแล้วด้วยถ้าบวกเข้ากับเทรด wakeful กับ cat's eyes ไม่ว่าซอมบี้กี่10 ล้านตัวก็จัดการได้โดยไม่จำเป็นต้องใช้ปืนนั่นแหละครับเล่นครั้งต่อไปผมจะไม่ต้องเอา wakeful กับ cat's eyes เลยข้อ2คงเป็นการล้อมกำแพงฐานปิดไม่ให้ซอมบี้เกิดในฐานแล้วก็ไม่ให้ซอมบี้อพยพมานี่ก็เป็นข้อที่ผมยังไม่ได้แสดงให้คุณดูเพราะว่าซีรีส์การแคสของผมนั้นเป็นการจัดการซอมบี้ทั้งหมดในเกมเลยจำเป็นต้องปิดการสปอนของซอมบี้ไม่ให้ซอมบี้เกิดใหม่สำหรับสิ่งที่สามารถใช้มากั้นเป็นกำแพงได้ไม่ให้ซอมบี้เข้ามานั้นก็ทั้งหมดตามนี้เลยครับผนังกำแพงอุปกรณ์เฟอร์นิเจอร์ทุกอย่างที่เราสร้างเฟอร์นิเจอร์ทุกอย่างในเกมอะไรอีกหลายๆอย่างที่ต้องระวังคือถ้าคุณจะเอารถเข้ามาในฐานพอเวลาประตูเปิดหมายถึงซอมบี้จะเปิดแล้วก็อาจจะอพยพมาได้ก็จะมี2วิธีก็คือการทำ2ประตูเป็นแอร์ล็อกนะแต่ว่านี่ก็ยังเสี่ยงอยู่เพราะว่าคุณอาจจะเผลอเปิดได้เพราะงั้นที่ดีที่สุดน่าจะเป็นผนังของบ้านอะไรที่ตึกอาคารอะไรที่มีอยู่แล้วถ้าเกิดคุณทำลายผนังไปด้วย sledgehammer ผนังนั้นก็ยังคิดอยู่ว่าเป็นปิดแม้ว่าคุณจะทำลายไปแล้วเพราะงั้นคุณสามารถใช้มันเป็นแอร์ล็อกได้แบบนี้คุณก็จะไม่พลาดอะไรอย่าลืมว่ามีสิ่งที่ไม่สามารถกันได้ก็คือรั้วอะไรต่อรถมีอะไรกระสอบทรายแล้วก็เฟรมผนังรั้วอะไรที่เปิดไปแล้วประตูอะไรที่เปิดแล้วก็มีประตูนี้ประตูเหล็กที่ไม่สามารถกันได้แม้ว่าจะปิดก็ไม่สามารถกันได้เทคนิคที่3คือกฎเกณฑ์การสปอนหรือการปรากฏตัวของซอมบี้ในตึกรามบ้านช่องที่ไม่ว่าคุณจะส่งเสียงอะไรข้างนอกก็ไม่เกี่ยวกับซอมบี้ข้างในบ้านทางเดียวที่จะทำให้ปลอดภัยคือคุณต้องหาหน้าต่างหรืออะไรที่คุณสามารถมองเข้าไปข้างในเท่านั้นคุณต้องเห็นข้างในอาคารซอมบี้ถึงจะสปอนรู้กฎนี้จะช่วยให้คุณไม่ตายแบบน่าเซ็งเช่นนี้ข้อที่4คือคุณภาพของเครื่องยนต์ที่ระบบนี้ไม่เกี่ยวข้องกับสภาพรถเลยแม้รถจะชนสภาพแดงเถือกแต่ถ้าคุณภาพของเครื่องยนต์เต็มร้อยเอามาซ่อมก็จะกลายเป็นรถที่ไว้ใจได้มากที่สุดสตาร์ทติดง่ายสตาร์ททีเดียวติดเลยข้อ5ไม่รู้จะเลือกอะไรเพราะผมจำเป็นต้องเก็บอะไรดีๆไว้ทำคอนเทนต์ก็จะขอเลือกเป็นซ่อมกระบะรถแล้วจะขนได้เยอะขึ้นแล้วก็เจเนเรเตอร์และตู้เย็นสามารถวางไว้ที่นั่งรถได้แม้ที่นั่งจะมีความจุไม่พอรับก็ตามโอเคการทำวิดีโอบอกเทคนิคอะไรแบบนี้ไม่ใช่แนวผมหรอกผมคิดว่าดีกว่าคือการเล่นแบบสำรวจไปพร้อมกับคนดูแล้วเจอเทคนิคอะไรก็เอามาพูดมาคุยกันผมก็จะได้พูดคุยกับคนดูที่คอมเมนต์ด้วยแต่ผมทำวิดีโอนี้จริงๆแล้วเพราะอยากจะตอบคอมเมนต์หนึ่งที่ว่าผมตัดภาพแล้วเขาค่อนข้างจะสับสนผมจะไม่ต้องระวังตัวมากๆเพราะว่า Mr. Beast ฟ้องคนที่ทำวิดีโอกล่าวหาเปิดโปงเขาภาพที่ผมเลือกตัดคือ Channel Mr. Beast คุณจะเห็นว่าเขาเริ่มด้วยการแคสเกมและอาจพูดได้ว่า Project Zomboid ช่วยให้ช่องของเขามีซับสำคัญตอนเริ่มเลย
Minecraft mod that adds emerald armor. This is a rated UU battle on Pokemon Showdown. What's up guys and welcome to my Project Zomboid Let's Play episode.
จากนั้นเขาใช้ภาพแบนเนอร์ที่เขียนว่าผมไม่ละอายในข่าวประเสริฐของพระคริสต์พร้อมกับสัญลักษณ์ไม้กางเขนแต่หลังจากนั้นวิดีโอของเขามักจะพูดแต่เรื่องเงินคนนู้นได้เงินเท่าไรคนนี้ได้เงินเท่าไรถ้าเขาได้เงินจาก YouTube จะเป็นอะไรซึ่งก็โอเคผมก็เป็นบางครั้งผมก็พูดบ่นไม่ได้มีปัญหาอะไรจากนั้นวิดีโอของเขาที่ทำซับได้มากขึ้นคือการทำเรื่องคอมพิวเตอร์ส่วนประกอบคอมซึ่งอันนี้ผมส่งเสริมเลยแต่จากนั้นเขาเอาเงินจากสปอนเซอร์ที่เขาได้ 10,000 ดอลไปให้คนไร้บ้านซับบูมหลังจากที่เขาดังจนเด็กๆรวมถึงลูกศิษย์ของผมเองมองเป็นแบบอย่างเขาไม่มีเรื่องเขารักในข่าวประเสริฐของพระคริสต์อีกต่อไปมีแต่กด subscribe เพื่อคุกกี้เพื่อรถสปอร์ตเพื่อของนั่นของนี่แล้วถ้าคุณดูวิดีโอของเขาจะพูดบอกว่าดูต่อไปนะเผื่อโอกาสจะได้นั่นได้นี่ได้นั่นได้นี่คือเนี่ยนะคอนเทนต์ที่ YouTube ส่งเสริมให้เป็นอันดับหนึ่ง ในวิดีโอนั้นผมเทียบกับของผมเป็นการบอกกับพวกคุณว่าผมรักพระเจ้าของผมเป็นคนเลวร้ายแต่ผมก็จะพยายามเป็นคนที่ดีขึ้นเพื่อพระคริสต์ผมในฐานะยูทูบเบอร์จะไม่มีวันเปลี่ยนไปเรื่องจำเป็นต้องเอาวิดีโอฝรั่งมาแล้วใส่ซับแล้วตัดไปตัดมาอาจจะทำให้พวกคุณเก็ตสิ่งที่ผมอยากจะสื่อยากไปหน่อยแต่ว่าผมไม่สามารถพูดสรุปให้คุณฟังได้เพราะว่าผมจะเสี่ยงถูกฟ้อง
The former employee Dogpack 404 who initially sparked off this entire controversy has been sent not one but 2 different cease and desist letters by 2 separate law firms asserting that he has disclosed sensitive, confidential, and proprietary information regarding the company's business operations, as well as defamation. I've talked a bit with Dogpack 404 in the background. He's got things well handled, he has legal representation, etc. Cease and desist letters like this, especially ones that emphasize breach of non-disclosure contract, are intimidation tactics. I've experienced things like this myself before. One of the most prominent examples would be a company called Celsius Network, where I discussed the shady business dealings of the company openly, which resulted in a cease and desist letter being sent to me. They hyperfixated on a single small factual error, attempting to leverage that error into the silencing of my voice, which didn't work, obviously. I came back at them harder, and eventually the company declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy because it was a Ponzi scheme. The founder, Alex Mashinsky, has been arrested and charged with fraud. I'm no stranger to the process of speaking truth to power and having that power try to shut you up. That is precisely what this looks like to me.
อีกจุดที่ผมรวมในวิดีโอขอบคุณ 1,000 ซับคือผมแอบแสดงวิดีโอ Mr. Beast ให้คุณดูว่ามันเป็นภาคไทยผมอยากจะแสดงให้คุณเห็นคน2คนที่เดินตามทาง2ทางคอนเทนต์กำลังจะเข้าเป้าตาเด็กไทยและผมใช้วิดีโอของคนอื่นตัดมาพูดถึงเขาตลอดเพื่อผมจะปลอดภัยจากการโดน Mr. Beast ฟ้องสุดท้ายวิดีโอนั้นผมจบด้วย Pegasus มันเป็นการบอกเป็นนายของผมว่าผมกำลังทำวิดีโอให้คุณรู้เรื่องที่เกิดขึ้นกับ Mr. Beast ตอนนี้เพราะว่าผมเห็นด้วยกับ Pegasus ที่เขาพูดว่าคุณควรจะรู้ว่าครีเอเตอร์ที่คุณติดตามที่คุณซับที่คุณดูโดยปกติแล้วเขาเป็นคนยังไงมีเรื่องมาอัปเดตเพิ่มด้วยที่ผมพูดว่าผมอิจฉา Mr. Beast เพราะว่ามีคนคอยคอมเมนต์ปกป้องตลอด24ชั่วโมงมาวันนี้เราได้รู้ความจริงแล้วว่าผมจะไม่มีวันได้มีคนคอมเมนต์แบบนี้ได้
Mr. Beast has not responded to anything other than the drama regarding his former employee, Ava Chris Tyson. He hasn't addressed the idea that his team members are forging his signature. He hasn't addressed the idea of running illegal lotteries. He hasn't addressed the safety concerns or the OSHA violations that are now percolating through mainstream media or anything to do with predatory practices, underage gambling, or anything like that. But what he did do is launch another video. This one, the newest one, is about surviving 100 days in a nuclear bunker. This right here is the 36-hour period of time where the comment section of that latest video was scraped repeatedly and archived. Green is the total number of comments posted. Red is the total number of comments allowed to remain on the video actively. Over that one single 36-hour period from August 4th to midway through August 5th, over 26,000 comments were deleted. Here's a complete list of the comments, by the way, where you can see things like this, showcasing that all at once, for various keywords and phrases, dozens or even hundreds of comments will disappear in close proximity to each other. For example, comments simply containing the word script were suddenly mass deleted. Comments containing the word fake were mass deleted as well. In reality, far more than these 26,000 comments have been deleted, much of it taking place before the data collection process began.
They've got full-time workers running through and deleting comments as they show up. Look at how many of these comments there are. Hiding from the truth of my 500K bunker. Mr. Beast fall off from illegal lotteries, forging signatures, and all evidence about to go crazy. Imagine deleting comments because you were caught. When are you gonna address the illegal lotteries instead of saying quiet? All of these are super short-lived, and I guarantee you, let's go ahead and take a look at one of them with a reply. Okay, are you gonna address the lottery? The replies do not show up. I just clicked on it. There are no replies because that comment is now gone. This is the only place that like the children are gonna see what people are saying. They're not gonna be on the side of YouTube, but thankfully the parents of these children, at least the good parents that are monitoring what their children are watching and have control over that, are now getting to see what's going on because it's being covered by like mass media.
You see how these comments are all 19k likes, 22k likes, 37k likes, 7,000 likes, 8,000 likes. I mean, you see how all the top comments are very much positive, aside from one that hints at the fact that he did something wrong with 6,000 likes. There's probably a Mr. Beast challenge going on right now that we have no idea about. I wonder what it is. The actual negative comments that are supposed to be there are all fresh, or rather gather a lot of likes only to be deleted right after. We know what you did, little Jimmy. Bro, this ain't the video we want. Jimmy, we know what you did. Mr. Beast gonna sue everyone for free speech. What a loser. New challenge. Try not to like minors for 100 days. Let's just refresh the video. Let's see here. Yep, that comment is gone. People are very much mad at this. First, he lied about not knowing the Chris allegations, then took down the website with Discord messages, as well as sending a cease and desist to the person who made that website, and another one to Dogback404. Not to mention how terribly he ran everything with Beast Games and seemingly failed to take any accountability. He's now started tripling down and has turned his comment section and subreddit into 1984. I wish he at least had the decency to do the bare minimum and own up to everything and say it won't happen again. It's really disappointing to see, and even more disappointing that his average viewer base will probably not learn about how manipulative he is or care about it. But there's one more very interesting twist to the story. Mr. Beast's response apparently received a community note which is now gone, where it was said that Mr. Beast fully knew that Ava Christisen conducted unacceptable acts online. Mr. Beast was in a server containing minors with Dyson and other members of the Mr. Beast crew talking about not suited for work topics. And I think the top comment predicts the situation pretty well. Damn, I know the guy is the biggest content creator out there, but I didn't know he was this powerful. Probably just gave Musk a call, but still. Oh damn, all these comments are new. 3 minutes ago, bro. Bro really deletes negative comments. Comments being deleted is admission of guilt. Keep pressuring. It's all new comments that get an immense amount of likes. Jimmy is fraud. You is caught red-handed. We're coming for you. All empires have an end, James. Jimmy Mod's been deleting a lot of comments to stop the hate, Lamau. We know what you did, Mr. Beast. Jimmy knew. Let's just refresh this one more time, and those comments are gone.
Now, to be clear, we've all done it. A comment pops up that is riddled with swears, disrespect, or otherwise infuriating. The person is just attacking you, insulting you, or making things up, and you're not in the mood for it. Most creators have seen it, most creators have done it. You hover your hand over that little button and just poof, gone. I've done it myself and I'll do it again. I'm only human. But what if you were doing more than that? What if you were purging not just comments from people who didn't watch the video, and how could you even know that, but anything you saw that even remotely questioned you? Here's one,
ผม
quote,
ไม่เคยลบคอมเมนต์ไหนๆเลยแล้วเรื่องนี้ยังใหญ่โตขึ้นอีกหลังจากที่ผมแชร์ไปในคลิปที่แล้วผมพูดไม่ได้ครับเดี๋ยวโดนฟ้องในงั้นชาวบ้านธรรมดาอย่างผมโดนฟ้องโดยชายผู้พิชิต YouTube นี่ผมคือตายแน่นอนขอบคุณทุกคนที่มารับฟังผมบ่นอย่าลืมอย่าหยุดนำเทรนด์แล้วพบกันใหม่บ๊ายบาย
He wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What?
Mom, my car has been destroyed.
Yeah, I did that video, and they're supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. $10K was supposed to be a down payment. And I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at Mr. Beast. So I do my part of the video and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, why didn't you get a cooler car? I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary. Or got a lot of media attention because everyone's, what? You shouldn't do that. People don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me. And it didn't go well. They try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park. 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30, we have like a video. Oh, at first it's going to be like a luxury vacation. You're going to have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine. And like part of the video is going to be you deciding like what items am I going to get rid of, today? And they had like the choice. They were like, it's only going to be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. By the end of it, after 30 days, you're going to get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, and so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. One last ride. I get there, and at first it's fine. They had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know, which that's probably not good, you know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like, things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. And the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes. On, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew. Like, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. Like, at first it was fine. It got to a point where, like, they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, can we, like, have, like, nighttime hours? They said no, because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. The time-lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. One of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. The lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. They might have started there. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this, we gotta stop. I just wanted to turn the lights off. They're giving me, you know, melatonin. It's not helping. Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, you know, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note with the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is the note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that? And pretend to make it genuine? I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it. And just something about, like, having the cameras on me all the time. I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny. I had a very traumatic life. My dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor, you know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. You know, so I'm in this situation where my mental health is not good. My physical health is getting worse, but we're filming. So I'm doing bits. I'm talking to the camera. It was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Did you try to get out?
Yes! It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad. I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine, because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, he says to me, all right, you're going to jail, you know, like your dad. And like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine, and Jimmy just wasn't my friend. He was my boss. And that wasn't cool. And so now, I'm locked in a cage at his whim. And I have to do things to get the cash I need to live. I had editors coming up to me, saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And he goes, well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits. Someone said there is a horror cut of a video in this. And I'm thinking, like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video? I gotta get out. I can't do another day in here Jimmy comes in and he goes, "You're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is, and you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there." Like there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in house. We can push him a little extra hard. I couldn't say no to the. So I people who run marathons train forever and it's still hard. Again, writer. I don't run, you know, let alone a marathon.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice or?
There was so much pressure to just do it. If I refuse, it's just, oh, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, you know, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back. Yeah, I'm running until 3 a.m.
When I got off the treadmill.
Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, you know, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. Like I said, there was a lot of good people over there that was saying, you got to pull him out. And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, everything was fine. So I just, slept for a while. They turned the lights off. And they brought, it's like they brought in all my friends, to make it. They brought in all the people I liked. And Jimmy. Then everybody was around me making sure I was good, making sure I was okay. But Jimmy had his he was sitting in the chair turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God. Everyone was looking at me and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. I did not get the 300K. He goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, 100,000 some change, You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021? I spent $44,000 in taxes alone. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. After the shit he did to me, if you're gonna make fun of my dad, I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
Outside of Chris Tyson, did you notice any or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors.
Disclosed that a staff member named Delaware was actually a convicted... I'm not actually going to say it. I'll just show it on screen. The victim was between 1 and 11 years old. This is where it gets tricky. My role here is not to witch hunt a specific employee of Mr. Beast who may not even work at the company anymore. The crime was committed 14 years ago. What we learned from the Jake Weddle interview has pretty intense implications on a broader level. This man, referred to as Delaware, is not actually named Delaware. It's his nickname, because he allegedly couldn't go back to the state of Delaware as a result of his crimes. However, Mr. Beast allowed this man to not only be employed at the company, a company that psychologically targets and manipulates children, he also allowed this man to compete in challenges while wearing a mask, as they gave him a new nickname, or should I say alias, Zorro. Zorro is a main contestant. However, at 9 minutes and 12 seconds, Mr. Beast himself states, "Don't touch Delaware's cracker."
He's after my hungry.
Don't touch Delaware's cracker. Don't touch Delaware's cracker.
That simple, innocuous slip presents a very big problem. If Jake Weddle's testimony is accurate, it means that not only was there a convicted offender working at Mr. Beast, convicted of explicit acts with a victim under the age of 11, by the way, but his nickname was the state in which those crimes occurred, which Mr. Beast himself openly used. I am not the arbiter of who should and shouldn't be allowed to find work or employment. I don't know the full extent of the situation, but I don't think that someone with a known and joked about criminal past of that nature should be a notable person of authority and influence on a YouTube channel with tens of millions of underage followers at the time, that targets and psychologically exploits children deliberately as their primary audience demographic. That seems like a bad fit. Just to emphasize this, working at Mr. Beast makes you a celebrity to children, especially if you participate on camera. Delaware participated on camera, and this is where we need to connect the dots and use our context adult brains, because this no longer appears, in my opinion, to be a simple case where the employer has no idea about the background of the employee. Combine all of that with a propensity for the secret deletion of evidence, combine it with the Ava Chris Tyson scandal, combine it with everything else we've come to understand over the past few weeks, and I see something that is quite frankly horrifying. If one of the world's largest influencers is employing a man whose nickname is the state he can't go back to because of that particular type of crime, while the influencer jokingly uses that nickname, allows him to wear a mask on set with a code name of Zorro, and that influencer's best friend undergoes a viral scandal over the course of weeks, which involves controversial behavior in a Discord server with minors, a Discord server with the influencer who might also be a part of that, by the way. What exactly am I supposed to think here? What is a reasonable conclusion to draw?
I've waited a long time to talk about a lot of this publicly, so thank you for doing what you're doing.
So long, goodbye. I'll see you when I see you. You can pick the street, I'll meet you on the other side.